Oh, yeah, I think we're live. Ugh. I'm still kind of sleepy. Let's get a thumbnail for this. Who should the thumbnail be? Sorry, I'm just still kind of getting set up here. Downside of streaming from the PS4 is that you can't do all the setup before you stream. You have to do the setup at the beginning of the stream. It's kind of dumb. So I'm still getting situated. Gonna get a thumbnail. There we go. As always, there will be a link to my Streamlabs in the description if you refresh. Putting it in there now. Because links also don't work if you just type them out on PS4. You actually have to... You have to put it in after the fact, after you've already started. So if you will ever be so kind... I'll add more tags in the description later. Alright. Should be in now. Gotta pull it up again. Share it around. Gonna tweet it out, put it in Discord. And then I'll be ready to actually go. I love the... I love this type of game so much. Like, I'm just enjoying listening to the ambient, like, birds chirping and dinosaur roars in the distance. Should I quote tweet myself or should I just post it? I'm gonna just post it.
De la découverte, situé au cœur de Jurassic World, propose toute une centaine d'expositions interactives.
Yeah. My last stream of this was actually quite popular. Probably my most popular stream I've ever done, at least of a video game. Like, at least in a long time. I didn't see a dime from it though because I didn't turn off the licensed music right off the bat. I didn't do that until I was already like tweeting it out and stuff. And so got copyright claimed. Anyway, hello Chubby Cheeks. I am having a very sleepy day. I'm very sleepy right now. I am just going to stream a little bit of this. I'm going to continue the park we were building last stream. I'll do this for a little bit, and then I'll go and show you one of the parks I've been working on in Sandbox that I think is pretty cool. And that'll be it. That is going to be a short, sweet stream. I felt like I owed you guys a stream, especially with how I've been kind of putting this off because of sleep or lack thereof, and yeah. So I'm just going to stream for a little bit. Then I'm going to, let me know if my mic's working, by the way. I never trust this, particular mic. Alright, so we got a Sauropelta coming in. Oh, we have the Pentaceratops, we have the Muttaburrasaurus, we have all of our Pachycephalosaurids. We have these guys. I don't know why I put them together though. Camarasaurus actually needs 3, I think. I mean, it doesn't need anything because I have all those settings turned off. But I'm gonna put 30. Where's the Sauropelta going? I don't remember. I know it's only been a couple days, but I just straight up do not remember where I was going with this park. I think I wanted this to be like Jurassic era North America. And I was gonna have
Confirming asset delivery.
Pro tip, if you want 5-star rating, the only guest facilities you need are restaurant, clothes shop, and the arcade. Because together they will give you like 5-star satisfaction rating. And that is off. They'll give you a 5-star rating all the things. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Because you gotta... Monorail station, that'll increase your transport rating. Gift shop only gives you 2 fun, 3 shopping. Fast food gives you 3 food, 3 drink, 1 fun. Arcade gives you 4 fun and 2 drink. Clothes shop gives you 1 fun and 4 shopping. And restaurant gives you 4 food and 3 drink. So together you get over 4 stars for each of those main categories if you do it like that. I don't know if I said that before, but that's really it. Sarah Lukenhoff says, Media, where can I read your fanfiction? You can read it on fanfiction.net. We're beyond, I put a link in the chat. First I'm going to put a link to Streamlabs so that y'all can donate. And then I'll go ahead and load up fanfiction. God, how BS would it be if I got copyright claim for doing the do 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 do? I don't even know what song that's from. I think it's this is a story of a girl. In a river and drown the whole world. Yeah. Sarah, there's a link to the very first chapter of the first thing. Alright.
Task received.
I'm liking the way this park is looking so far. It's looking pretty slick.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome
No problem.
asset requiring collection.
Now, I'll spruce up all the environments once I get more, things. It always kind of baffled me how, you know, the whole franchise is called Jurassic Park / Jurassic World, and yet most of the dinosaurs are from the Cretaceous.
Asset has been collected.
I need to move this out of the way before the other Camarasaurus will come out.
En route to collect the asset.
Keep an eye on Streamlabs, just in case anyone donates.
Assets in the air.
Was Spinosaurus also Jurassic? I think it was. So if it was, I need to... Yep, late Jurassic. Spinosaurus was Jurassic.
Request acknowledged.
Oh, is that also like...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome Camarasaurus to the park.
Is it coastal, vivid, instead? Yeah, I was also doing different skins. Oh well, sauropods, the alternate sauropod skins never look all that different. It's kind of hard to make unique skins for dinosaurs that big without making it look silly. Okay. Hello, Blade Charge. And you're welcome, Sarah. I have that song stuck in my head. Not even a good song. I don't remember who sings it. They're a one-hit wonder.
Adding task.
I am going to go ahead and do a Patasaurus. And Patasaurus usually takes 3. So we'll get a basic, we'll get... We'll get coastal. And we'll get... Get Savannah. And I'll also get a pair of Diplodocus going. And that'll end my sauropods for this exhibit.
Acknowledging asset collection request.
I'm going to lower that because this is gonna have a lot of sauropods in it, so it's gonna want to replenish that a lot. Because that's a problem I would run in with even sandbox mode, is I don't think they always had that option. And so like the feeder would run out, and before I had a chance to replenish, like dinosaurs would be hungry and start to starve to death. And I'd be like, okay, why? I would have to be like, okay, is there just not enough feeders? Are they just not eating because it's overcrowded? No, it's because the feeders only replenish after a certain time limit. I can go ahead and start sprucing this up a little bit. Let's put in a big tree. Let's stick it here, and then we'll cut out some of the trees around it.
Asset has been transported.
Oh, and then let's oh no, I want these trees. We'll stick these around. Not enough forest now? Yep, that's enough forest now. Is that still good enough for Bracky? Oh crap! I don't have water. I always gotta... There you go. Because there's gonna be so many big sauropods and stuff, I might once you extend the water. There. Luckily, having more water does not mess with any of their needs. Even when they have the wetland requirement. Why are you sleeping? You're supposed to be drinking. Honestly, this is me IRL though. It's like, I'll be laying down, and then I'll be thirsty, and my mouth will be all dried out, and I'll be like, I don't want to get up, because I'm tired. And now you're getting up. Interesting tidbit about Camarasaurus, if I remember correctly, this is the one that was actually the reason why there was a mix-up with Apatosaurus. Like, there's a mix-up between Apatosaurus and Brontosaurus. It was like the Apatosaurus skeleton, but the head was a Camarasaurus because they lived around the same time at the same place. And, probably would have specialized into eating different types of trees. Like, maybe one was more into, like, maple trees, and the other one was more into oak. That happens a lot in nature. But then, when the rules for, like, naming dinosaurs started to kind of, like, change and stuff, kind of figured, why have it be called Apatosaurus when it was actually originally called Brontosaurus? Because the Brontosaurus name was picked first. That's why both names are accepted in paleontology. It's almost like the difference between a black panther and a jaguar or a leopard. The diplodocids are almost ready. I remember back in the day, I thought Diplodocus was like the longest dinosaur. Turns out it's actually kind of on the shorter side of sauropods from that era. Like it's probably overall smaller than Apatosaurus or Camarasaurus, or definitely Brachiosaurus. Brachiosaurus probably would have been the tallest and also probably the heaviest dinosaur at that time. You know, like most things in the Jurassic, it was completely blown away by some of the stuff that came in the Cretaceous, like Saltosaurus, Patagotitan.
En route to pick up the asset.
One thing I wish this game had, I wish you could, like, make the Rangers and the ACUs go idle, where they'll just hover in the same area. Save me so much time on so many different things. Blade Charge asked, where did you learn all this dino info. Books. Lots and lots of books. See, I had this thing when I was a kid where I refused to read fiction. Of course, I did read some fiction. There are some children's stories and stuff that I held near and dear even back then. But for the most part, I just read nonfiction, and my favorite nonfiction was obviously dinosaur stuff. So pretty much every single library from here to Springfield, Missouri, I read their entire collection of dinosaur books. I've probably read like something like between 50 and 100 like just dinosaur dictionaries. I had some as a kid. Looking back on them now, they were probably outdated. I don't have any of those books anymore, so I can't like really check, but from what I remember of what they told me and what I've looked up more recently, yeah, a lot of that info is outdated. Which is totally fine because, you know, science is always... Science is man trying to better understand the world he was given.
Confirmed.
Like, I could probably recommend some good paleontology-based YouTube channels. I'll always recommend Tier Zoo when it comes to non-fictional-based channels because they explain zoology using video game terminology, and he has a couple dinosaur videos as well. Couple really like some of his better videos are about like previous quote-unquote expansion packs in Earth's meta.
Collection request received.
There's also Benji Thomas, who gets a little repetitive in his videos. I'm not a fan of that, but you know, when you kind of have some slim pickings for that genre of YouTube, then gotta just take what you can get. Animal Logic will do prehistoric life videos every once in a while. But Animal Logic is based more on like modern day stuff. Living animals, extant is the term. All right, let's start getting some Stegosaurus. Now, funny thing about Stegosaurus, and I just found this out not long ago at all. Now, explain more when I have it out. So we have woodland. Definitely gonna have vivid. Vivid is always one of my favorites. Then we'll have wetland. And last but not least, we'll have one, two, three. We'll have rainforest. Basic, woodland, vivid, wetland, and rainforest. But Stegosaurus is actually one of the most long-time misrepresented animals as far as how they looked. Misreconstructed. It wasn't until recently that we actually found out what they would have looked like. Now I'll explain when these Stegosaurs start popping out and I start putting them in. Probably make sure that they're gonna be happy because they can't eat from the same feeders that the sauropods can. let's actually. Camarasaurus, Ankylosaurus. Did I ever find out where my Sauropelta went? Notosaurus, Sauropelta. Why are you dying? If that's having a hard time, I should probably do that as well.
Delivery has been...
God, imagine having a site like this in a zoo. Like just a normal ass zoo. Almost 4 stars. Thought I'd okay capacity. Oh, I probably need to build another hotel. So I only got 1. Yeah, 32% overcrowded. This is probably a good spot for one. Blade charge. Meta is a gaming term. So like, oh god, how do I explain this? So for instance, once all the mechanics and stuff are explored within a game, particularly like a MMO, is where this terminology came from. Like certain stats and stuff will be favorable. So Tier Zoo basically treats planet Earth as if it's a giant MMO with trillions and trillions of players playing as all the different animals, plants, fungus, bacteria, and everything else. And therein lies like a meta context.
Heading to collect the asset.
See, if I wish I could have made my helicopter stay where it was, because now, once I move this one, that next Stegosaurus is going to come out.
Acknowledging asset collection request. Transit has commenced.
I could go ahead and get a start on it by piloting it myself.
Off target. Confirming hit.
Asset in transit. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome you to the transit has commenced. Collecting asset.
I see the next one poking out of there. It's ready to come out. It's already spawned in. It's just waiting for this thing to get moved out of its way.
Asset has been collected.
Why aren't you releasing yet? It's kind of troubling me because Stegosaurus can be an asshole. Probably the biggest asshole in the game. And I'm worried that these... 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay, there he is.
Confirmed.
Alright, now let's do the Asian ones. Let's go... Camarasaurus, we'll go him, and we'll go arid pattern if they got it. Wetland coastal step. We'll go alpine.
Asset collection request received.
Do I already have Chunkingosaurus? I already have Spinosaurus and Tausaurus, but those are Cretaceous. Okay, no, I do not have Chunkingosaurus, so I'll go ahead and start cooking those up as well. Chunkingosaurus. And another type of Stegosaur. Go arid. And then, I want a couple of Huangosauruses, so I'm gonna hold off on any more. Anyway, Stegosaurus should be landing.
Asset has been
Its comfort is not good. I hope that final Stegosaurus makes it in time. See, look at that social need. Have to have between 5 and 9. That's insane. Because that means you can't even have enough to have a really good cushion for backup before they start fighting each other and trying to break out. 5 is also just a lot because this dinosaur's really expensive in the main game. It's insane. And their comfort threshold is quite a bit lower than most herbivores. Anyway, what I was talking about with in regards to their look, this is now an actually dated look at Stegosaurus. So what happened, Stegosaurus was the first of its kind that was discovered. It was the first Stegosaur discovered, which is why the whole family is called Stegosaurs. They are Jurassic era large ornithopod herbivores. Ornithopod has to do with the shape of their feet. Other ornithopods are your like dinosaurs, hadrosaurs, ceratopsids, pachycephalosaurs, iguanodontids, and ankylosaurs. Stegosaurus was the largest, and it also has, as we thought, the most extreme proportions. Very, very tiny head, very, very large hips, very long tail. And we have recently discovered that that was not actually the case. What happened was we found a bunch of skeletons for Stegosaurus, and we put them together. Problem being, they come from several different specimens from several different age groups. So basically, like that reconstruction, the one everyone knows, basically has the head of a young Stegosaurus on the body of a large one. This Chokingosaurus here, this is actually much more indicative of what Stegosaurus look like. Now, they have much more reasonable body proportions, and this is actually the body proportion Stegosaurus would have had in real life, but we didn't know that until very recently. And as usual, it's because we found a better specimen of Stegosaurus more recently. We're always discovering more fossils, and the more, examples we have to go off, the better it is.
En route to collect the asset.
I'm gonna have to alter this a lot.
Asset requiring collection.
So I need trees. So extend it down here. Extend it down here. Make like a little.
Transportation.
Of course, I would put the smoke right where I would want the water. I'll put it there for now, and then go that, and then we'll go that. Just make sure that it's all in view of the platform. Right, I'm gonna cut some off of. I'm gonna extend the. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna extend it down this way, all the way. With the trade-off of getting rid of it, some of it up here. Let's check out my Stegosaurs. Yep, they're all here, and they're all very happy. Which one is this? This is the rainforest. This is the basic, I think, right? Yeah, basic. Got the woodland. Got the vivid. We got the wetland. Wetland is probably my favorite as far as like how I would color a Stegosaurus. I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking up those Swangosauruses. I think I said this last stream. I don't know which pieces of dinosaur trivia I gave you guys last time or not. The Huangosaurus was actually the first not the first dinosaur discovered in China by Western paleontologists, of course. They had been discovered throughout China for probably thousands of years, and very, very likely inspired Legends of Chinese Dragons, and I'll touch on that here in as the next bit of trivia. But Huangosaurus was one of the first 3 dinosaurs discovered before Sir Richard Owen coined the term dinosaur. The other ones were Iguanodon, who is here, and Megalosaurus, who is not in the game for some reason, even though he really should be. On that merit alone. Iguanodon, Megalosaurus, and Huangosaurus are the only 3 dinosaurs represented in the very, very first dinosaur park, which is in the UK. It's Crystal Palace Park. And they have these, like, statues of them. And statues are very inaccurate. It's the interpretation of Iguanodon that had, like, the nose horn. And it was just a giant, literally just a giant iguana. God, Huangosaurus is... I'm gonna wait until these Momenchis are done. And get them in there first. See. So I guess technically Huangosaurus would have been the first Stegosaur discovered, but it wasn't until much, much later, long after Stegosaurus had been discovered and that family group had been coined, that we discovered that Huangosaurus was not a giant lizard, but was in fact a Stegosaur. So I think we only had like limb bones and maybe like part of his back plates or something. I don't remember what all we had from that. I remember we had Megalosaurus' jaw, we had pieces of Iguanodon's jaw and its spike, which is actually a thumb spike.
We are pleased to welcome you to Jurassic.
Heading to collect the asset.
Adding task.
Momenchisaurus. Momenchisaurus was a dinosaur I forgot existed for a long time before this game came out. It is the long-necked dinosaur from the second Jurassic Park movie. There's that famous, famous in quotes, relatively famous, I guess, for as far as Jurassic Park goes. Scene where the motorcycle goes between the sauropod's legs. That was Momenchisaurus. I always assumed that was a Brachiosaurus, which was the dinosaur from the first movie. No, it was actually this guy, who I believe is still the tallest dinosaur in the game. Between that and Dreadnoughtus. Dreadnoughtus is a dinosaur that it kind of baffles me that he's even in the game. So many cooler and better known Titanosaurs to put in. They could have went with Titanosaurus, Patagotitan, Saltosaurus, Argentinosaurus. I would have probably went with Argentinosaurus, but they went with Dreadnoughtus. And it's just, I don't know why. Nothing against Dreadnoughtus, he's cool and all, but it's... Oh.
Adding to the list.
Picking up asset. Heading to pick up the asset.
I love the way that they just kind of skip around. Spinosaurus is one of my favorites in this game. He's just, the little noises he makes, so cute, so cute. Still got a lot of room to work with. Hmm. No. I'm trying to think of other... Is Gigan Spinosaurus... I'm trying to remember where Gigan Spinosaurus was found. Found in China. And lived in Jurassic. So... gonna go ahead and start making these. Go vivid. And then we got Savannah. And then we'll have Tundra. Nope. Gigan Spinosaurus is another one of the more obscure ones that yeah, the knowledge just isn't there like it is with a lot of these other guys. Oh, he's so cute. Where are you going? Thirsty? Oh! You need more forest. Shit. Yes. Not enough? No. Hold on. I can extend this. Nope. Wrong thing.
Delivery complete.
Fill this up with trees.
Asset transportation complete.
God, I forgot how much trees things like Minchi needs. Been a long time since I've used these dinosaurs in a context where I've wanted to have all their needs met. They're still dehydrated from their trip. Chuckingosaurus doesn't need a whole lot. I'm more worried about, and neither does Swangosaurus. Swangosaurus I can fit in like very, very tiny enclosure. Like this would be more than enough room for him. That's one thing I'm kind of glad, as silly as it is. Environmental needs don't stack. Like so long as you have enough room for your like most temperamental dinosaur, then you have enough room for all of them. Yeah. Looking for water. Going to extend the water hole. Make it do like kind of a little shape. There. Make it kind of look cool. Look neat. Yes, Bleacharch. A lot of these dinosaurs are like puppers, especially ones like Huangosaurus. Stegosaurus is just an asshole, though. Stegosaurus is more like a cat, like just a really asshole-ish cat that just never happy. No, Wiley. Yes, I have watched Has Been Hotel. I even tweeted it out in talked about it a little bit on Twitter. It is so much better than I could have hoped for. It's such a breath of fresh air for animation and for internet series, and it's just like it really puts the failures of Rooster Teeth into very sharp focus. Granted, this had a much longer production cycle than anything Rooster Teeth has ever done. So there is still that excuse. Alright, now this is gonna be a problem. Let's extend it to put it every 3 minutes. There's a lot of ground herbivores here.
Picking up asset.
Yeah, Alistor is such a fun freaking character, and I love how they're all like just varying degrees of psychopaths, and I like how Charlie is like kind of a goody two shoes, but that is such a relative term in context, because like she is just as foul-mouthed, vulgar, and vindictive as the rest of them. She's just trying to be better, which is more than I can say about anyone else in that show. The only one I don't like is I guess she's supposed to be Mexican. I'm glad that the show just hasn't pulled its punches and just talking shit to her. Like when Angel's like, "Don't get your taco in a twist," and she's like, "Is this supposed to be sexist or racist?" And he's just, whatever pisses you off more. Has-Been Hotel is it's a web show now, created by someone named Vivzy Pop, who I am not familiar with. I do not know any of their other prior work. Kitty Kirishima is the one who first told me about it. Showed me the trailers and stuff, and it looked pretty cool. Looked fun. It's a very adult show though. It's definitely geared towards an older audience, and it's about the Princess of Hell creating a hotel, like a rehabilitation hotel, in order to try to get demons into heaven. And yes, that is just as absurd as it sounds. Let's go ahead. Start cooking the Camarasaurus. Veggie, is that her name? I guess I don't remember her name. I was not enjoying her character. There's like a wetland. Yeah. Ooh. Ugh. How long have I been going? I've been going for over an hour now. Holy shit. Time flies. Or not quite an hour?
Asset delivery confirmed.
Hold on. Let me check back on my tweet, because I'll go by that. Yeah, it's been almost an hour. I need to start making the next exhibit. Next exhibit is gonna be... Oh, no, I don't want that.
Asset has been delivered.
Try and get this actually lined up. There we go. And I'm gonna cut it in half. I'm actually gonna put a concrete wall in between. Just to make it a little more zoo-like. Because this will be my African exhibit / exhibits. Because there's only 3 dinosaurs from Africa that are in this game. And Camarasaurus is one of them. But Camarasaurus is the only one from the Jurassic. The other 2 are from the Cretaceous. So I'm gonna have Camarasaurus in one enclosure, I'm gonna have Spinosaurus in another enclosure, and then I'm gonna have Camarasaurus in one as well.
We are pleased to welcome Camarasaurus to the park.
Quest acknowledged.
I want to make sure it's gonna get all 3 of them. I'm gonna put a river extending into here. Because Spinosaurus needs a lot of wetland. And they both need a little bit of forest. Kind of cover the hill with trees. And then
En route to collect the asset. Asset to be collected.
should also probably put Dilophosaurus in the Asian exhibit.
Asset collection.
Because it's impossible for Dilophosaurus to fight any of these things, so might as well. But I'll do that. I'll do that on a different stream. So, Spinosaurus. There you are. Let's get that. I never remember which one is the one I like. Is it Rainforest that I like? I can never really... if it's wetland or rainforest, because I think those two kind of look similar, but one of them looks clearly better than the other. Looking it up now. The wetland is the one I like. has the more defined blacks. And getting Spinosaurus in is where, Late Charge asks, which dinosaur is more dog-like? Probably one of the smaller Stegosaurs, like Huangosaurus or Chunkingosaurus. Those are definitely the ones that are more puppy-like. You need more forest. I could do that, so you got plenty of grassland to spare. So I'll put Spinosaurus in its enclosure, and then I'll switch to one of my other parks to kind of show you what I've been doing there. Always make sure the capacity is something that really kills ratings. Ooh. No one is. No, that's fast food. No one was going to it, so. And we got a disease. Forgot I even had diseases turned on. It's one of my stickies.
Medication has no effect. Confirming asset. Asset treated.
Nailed him right in the ankle. That enough though? Yep, yes it was. Chimmy Cheeks asked, Media, when all the founders of Rooster Teeth start dying, you think they will freeze their bodies like Disney did? No, I don't think they will. I don't see them having enough clout to really even start those rumors. Oh, Blade Charge, I just saw that you tipped $5. Thank you very much. How do I see if it was... What the fuck? How do I still have no idea how to use Streamlabs. Have I... in the editor? No, that's probably not it. Yeah, thank you very much. All donations are always welcome. Yeah. Alright, Spinosaurus almost done, and Spinosaurus is almost done. This will actually be my first carnivore in this park. Neat. Yeah, look at that. It looks so... They really outdid themselves making Spinosaurus look like the coolest freaking thing in this entire game. Those Spinosaurs in real life would not have looked this badass. Spinosaurus was actually kind of a lame dinosaur, all things considered. I'm glad Tier Zoo actually touched up on this in their recent, they did a video recently ranking the dinosaurs, and they put Spinosaurus in D tier. Spinosaurus would have been a knuckle-walking quadruped
Collecting asset.
with a very, very semi-aquatic lifestyle. Noah Whaley asks, so what projects do you have going on? I finished the preliminary edits on my next video, which will be up tomorrow evening, probably around this time. It's Halloween type themed, and I want to post it when people, at least here in the States, are gonna start going trick-or-treating, so probably like 4 p.m. my time. I'm looking in putting in some license-free music in the background. Maybe touch up some of the edits. It's a slideshow type video, but I want it to be a bit more than just a slideshow. I want to give those pictures some motion. So I'm gonna do that tonight, and have that ready for you guys tomorrow. Other than that, Ruby's getting ready to start, so I'm gonna be busy doing all the podcasts and episode reviews. I'm gonna start doing episode reviews again. It's gonna be a pain in the ass because Rooster Teeth first. I'm not getting it. I'm not supporting them this year. Not after all the stuff that's been going on. I'll find access to the episodes through totally legitimate means, and hopefully I'll be able to have them downloaded so I can get screenshots directly and not have to do the snipping tool like I did for a little bit in Volume 6. for the first few episodes. Because that was a pain. That was tedious. Play Charge Ash, are you doing the abridged that Celtic wants to do? If we're talking about Godzilla, I've looked at the script. I'm not gonna, demolish that with my lack of voice talent. I'll support it. I'll certainly watch it, and I've tried to put out the word on there with some people, getting some people I know involved in it. And I have read the script, and I gave my input. I helped doctor some of the lines that I thought were not funny. Touched it up a bit. But yeah, if he has trouble finding voice actors after a certain point, I'll be like, fine, I'll voice some characters. What you got? Other than that, no. I'm not really one to do that. Okay, well, who is? Oh, it's probably because, yeah. All the way up now. That's 14. Who dares be uncomfortable in my park? I wish there was a way to like scroll and see like which dinosaurs aren't happy or healthy. Oh, it's you. You're not happy. Why are you not happy? All the other Camarasaurus are happy. Why aren't you? I have to put in another tree. I'm gonna put in another tree. Yeah, because they all have plenty of grassland, so I have lots of grassland to spare. Ooh, not that much though. Brachiosaurus requires a lot of grassland. Yeah. Okay, I get that you're hungry now. You're also thirsty. As for other projects I have in the works during the season, because I'm not going to put a whole lot of effort in the episode reviews, as far as editing goes anyway, it's going to kind of free me up to one of my recent passion projects, I guess. My recent muse. I'm going to just put another herbivore feeder. Just to increase the chances of dinosaur. Like, come on, Camarasaurus, you are literally in water right now, and you're not drinking. Yeah, the AI in this game, I think does leave a bit to be desired. I get that they are all like kind of big dumb animals, but like. This is a little on the absurd side. Like, come on, you're literally looking at a giant herbivore feeder. You're standing in water. You should not be like starving and thirsting to death. Yeah, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna just get worse and worse. I mean, it's not the thing that's keeping me from a 5-star rating, though, so I'm not... A lot of times if I save and then exit, they'll be like, oh, that's right, I'm supposed to, like, have self-preservation instincts. Let's go ahead and... Let's load up a different save. This one is called Zoo. And the thing with this, the gimmick with this park is I wanted to make it as much like a zoo as possible. And I based it around, loosely, to the best of my ability, the St. Louis Zoo. Yeah, but John, if the Pirates of the Caribbean ride breaks down, the pirates don't eat the tourists. Alright, yeah, this is my St. Louis Zoo Park. So St. Louis Zoo has 5 areas within it. It has River's Edge, Lakeside Crossing, Red Rock, Historic Hill, and the Wild. And this is kind of what I base this park around. Now this park isn't complete. It's complete for now, though. In fact, there. Yeah, the only species I don't have are the hybrids. So the only dinosaurs I don't have are the hybrids, and why did my rating drop? Oh, I didn't do this for the ratings. Here's the entrance, and then you have the ranger station there. River's Edge. So the theme with River's Edge, I'm actually gonna go into capture mode. I'm gonna go into sandbox settings, turn no disease, unlimited, make sure disabled, none. Make sure that nothing's gonna happen that'll distract me. Put it on normal. So the theme with River's Edge is that it takes you around the world, different eras, or different places I should say, with the theme of these are all dinosaurs that live near the water. So here, it's our first exhibit. I believe it's the Deinonychus. Yep. There's the Deinonychus. There they are. Oh, and it has like different sections per thing. So we start in North America because both the dinosaurs in this game are from North America. So we got Deinonychus. Then we have the Parasaurolophus exhibit. Then we have this one, which has Triceratops, has something else too. I think Struthiomimus is in here. Yeah, Struthies. We have this, which has Pachycephalosaurus and Torosaurus. Then we enter Africa, and we have Kintrosaurus. Then we loop around, and this is the halfway point of River's Edge. We got another hotel. We got some fun stuff here. And then we have the Spinosaurus exhibit. Where is he? Yep, there he is. I think I used the rainforest skin for this one. And that's it for Africa, and we go into Europe. And we have Baryonyx, one of the few dinosaurs from Europe here in this game. And then we have Iguanodon and Polacanthus in an enclosure together. And then we move on to Asia with this is Huangosaurus and Sinoceratops. And then here we have Centaurosaurus. And then it's back to the beginning. This is the Deinonychus exhibit again. So Lakeside Crossing, this is where like the amphitheater is. This is where I decided to put all the hotels. Some fun and goodies. So then, going back, actually, because this path does not connect. This is strictly the River's Edge path. So you have to go down this path. We'll enter Historic Hill. These Stygimolochs and Dracorexes, and there's also Pachycephalosaurus in here as well. And then Nodosaurus. We have this exhibit, which is the Muttaburrasaurus. We have Chasmosaurus. Is that... What's the one I'm missing? Sauropelta, Ankylosaurus. The Sauropelta? I guess? Yeah, Chasmosaurus and Edmontosaurus. We have Pentaceratops and Mysora. Then we have, here's Ankylosaurus. And Nasutoceratops. And Curthosaurus. Then we have the Wild, which has just 4 exhibits. We have Ceratosaurus, Carnotaurus. Then here we have Metriacanthosaurus. And last but certainly not least, Dilophosaurus. Polacanthus, Sauropelta. What's the other Ankylosaur in this game? Ankylosaurus, Sauropelta, Nodosaurus, Polacanthus. So that's Norosaurus. So yeah, I guess those are Sauropeltas in that exhibit. Well, I'll confirm in a bit. Anyway, now we have Red Rock. So Red Rock is dinosaurs that are from deserts, outback. Had like the Australian outbacks, the savanna dinosaur or savanna animals. Red Rock in St. Louis, that's where the lions and tigers and jaguars and giraffes are. So first we have I think that's Chuckingosaurus? No, that's Gigantospinosaurus, Camarasaurus, and Apatosaurus. And then we have Brachiosaurus, Diplodocus, and Stegosaurus. Then we have Chunkingosaurus and Mamenchisaurus, as well as Gallimimus. And it's a desert because it's supposed to be the Mongolian desert. Then we have Dreadnoughtus and Giganotosaurus. Going around the back here, We have velociraptors. Then we have our two sleeping Carcharodontosaurs. And then this is an empty exhibit for now. Then we have my two Tyrannosaurs, who are also sleeping. And then Allosaurus. This is one of my favorite dinosaurs. This is the one I have the toy of. Okay, so this is gonna frustrate me. Okay, this is Spinosaurus, and this was Spinosaurus. Yeah, I was right. So then Chunkingosaurus is the one that's over here. Yeah, Chunkingosaurus. Remember, Chunkingosaurus is the one with the flat tail. And that's Polacanthus. That's Nodosaurus. That's Ankylosaurus. And that's Sauropelta. I was right. That is Sauropelta. For some reason, I was thinking Sauropelta had... for some reason, I thought I had put Sauropelta over here somewhere. In Red Rock. But yeah, that's the St. Louis part. Another thing about it is that I tried having at least two of each kind of dinosaur, and I gender specified the what the fuck are they called? The skins. So there's only two different types of skins per dinosaur. One for males and one for females, and of course swatch depended on how I felt who got the most skins. So like this is like the Buck Rex. He's the Buck Rex from Jurassic Park: The Lost World. He's got the same pattern from the second movie. And then this is the female with the plain skin. Raptors as well. Got some with like the kind of grayish pattern. And then we have just as many with the more brown pattern. Deinonychus has some pretty cool skins. So we got like the reds, and then we got these Tucker colored. Alright. Last call for questions before I wrap up this stream and probably go to bed. Blade Charge asks, how can people get bored with a dinosaur theme park in Jurassic World? Because it was losing money because people were bored with it. I understand some people, but a lot of people. That's a good question. Like, I can see people not being as wowed by dinosaurs after having seen them for so long, but here's the thing. Kids are constantly being born. There's like constant stream of kids that are going to be seeing all this for the first time. This is how zoos thrive. It's weird with my perception of zoos because I live in St. Louis. I've lived in Missouri my entire life. I've been to the St. Louis Zoo dozens and dozens of times, and they always like switch it up. They move some exhibits around. They put some animals on display. They put others away. There's never a single day where you can see everything that the zoo has to offer. You have to go there like every day for a week or two in order to actually see everything that they have. And then, you know, by next year they'll have like some new species. They'll get rid of some old species. They'll constantly mix things up. And the St. Louis Zoo is very big, and it's very, very good. It's world famous. It's a world-class zoo. It's been rated the best zoo in America several times. The only ones who have ever beaten it are the San Diego Zoo and the Cincinnati Zoo. Those are the only zoos that are even able to compete with it as far as national rankings go. It's one of the it's top 10 zoos in the world, and it's right here in St. Louis. If you're ever in the St. Louis area, I highly, highly recommend the zoo. It's free, it's year-round. Obviously, if you go in the winter, you're not going to see hardly anything. You're only going to be able to go to side like the reptile house, the monkey house, and the insectorium, and all the other like cool dinosaur or fucking not dinosaurs. All the other cool animals will be like put away, away from the harsh weather. But that zoo, it's free, and they're very self-sustaining because they get tons of donations every year. They get some federal funding, and they get a lot of mostly research grants. If I'm not mistaken, they get a lot of research grants. And I know I've said this 10 times already. One of the best zoos in the world, hands down. And it's survived and thrived. So I don't see. Well, with the absolute success of the St. Louis Zoo, which has been around for a very, very long time. The oldest part of it's been around since 1904, which was the flight cage. I don't see how a dinosaur park would ever dwindle like that. Again, I could see them wanting to mix things up. I could see them wanting to look for new species, put old species away, and bring them back off and on, like the McRib. I can see them even, genetically engineering theme park monsters like Indominus Rex, because it's cool and new. I just don't see the real need for that. As someone who lives in a city with an unprecedentedly world-class zoo. Chubby Cheeks actually media. I gotta wonder, what was your opinion of Red Dead Redemption 2 story and its ending? The ending was... I think the ending was better done than Red Dead Redemption 1. I thought Red Dead Redemption 1's ending was a little preachy. I think Arthur's sacrifice meant a lot more to him and that character than John just kind of upping and dying like a dog at the end. Doesn't even successfully get his family out of that life because like his wife dies just a short time later, and then Jack becomes like the last great outlaw and kills Edgar Ross and does whatever the player wants him to do. But yeah, I loved Red Dead Redemption 2. I loved the pathos. I loved the gang. I loved the dynamics there. I love the development they gave with like Bill and Javier and John, Abigail, Uncle even. Like Lenny, I love Lenny. It's got a really good cast of characters. It's one of the best games of the decade, I think. That and first Red Dead Redemption. Or two of the best games of the decade. Anyway, dinosaurs are gay. No, you. So I think that's gonna do it. I almost went for 2 hours. A lot longer than I had planned on going. I'm tired. I'm actually less tired now than I was when I started. That's the thing. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to work on tomorrow's video. Thank you again for joining me, and thank you Blade Charge for donating, and I hope you all have a very excellent time. I'll stream this if this stream does as successful as the previous stream, then I'll certainly stream this again. I'll obviously stream this again someday. We still gotta finish our own little personal park, and I'll always have like a new park to show you based around a different theme. So yeah, until then, thank you all for watching.